Let's walk through an example where we're going to find a QR factorization of the following matrix. I'm going to begin by labeling this matrix that we're given as matrix A, and then I'm going to write down that A is going to be equal to Q times R. The other thing that I'm going to do to set up our problem is I'm going to label the columns of matrix A as vectors x1, x2, and x3. Now we're ready to start. The first thing that we're going to do is find matrix Q. Matrix Q contains three vectors, Q1, Q2, and Q3, and those vectors are orthonormal vectors. Q1, Q2, and Q3 come from vectors v1, v2, and v3, and our v vectors are the orthogonal set of vectors that are obtained from our x's, which are the columns of our matrix A. We're going to use the Gram-Schmidt algorithm to find these vectors v. We first need to find vector v1. What we're going to do is we're going to look back at our matrix A, and we're going to take one of those vectors and we're going to hold it fixed. I'm going to choose that vector to be x1, and I'm going to set it equal to vector v1. We now need to find Q1, so let's find the magnitude of vector v1. That's going to be the square root of 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is root 3. So that tells us that vector Q1 is equal to 1 over root 3, 1 over root 3, and 1 over root 3. I'm going to highlight this in yellow so it will be easier to find later. Let's now compute vector v2. The formula for vector v2 comes from the Gram-Schmidt algorithm, and it's equal to x2 minus x2 dotted with v1, all divided by v1 dotted with v1 times v1. Let's see what this gives us. Our vector x2 is 1, 2, 3. And then we subtract off the dot product. So x2 dotted with v1, if we look back up top, that's just going to be these two vectors taking the dot product. And that's going to give us 1 plus 2 plus 3. And then in the denominator, we have v1 dotted with v1, which is just x1 dotted with x1, which is 1 plus 1 plus 1. And that gets multiplied by our vector v1, which is 1, 1, 1. Let's now see what this gives us. Let's first look at this. This is going to be 6 over 3, which is 2. So for our first component, we're going to have 1 minus 2, which is negative 1. And then we're going to have a 2 minus 2, which is 0. And then a 3 minus 2, which is 1. In order to find Q2, we need to find the magnitude of v2. And that's going to be the square root of 1 squared plus 1 squared, which is just 2. That gives us then that Q2 is going to be our vector v2 with each component divided by root 2. So minus 1 over root 2, 0, and 1 divided by root 2. Okay, we made a lot of progress. Let's now find v3. Here's our formula for v3. It's a little long. It's going to be x3 minus x3 dotted with v1, all divided by v1 dotted with v1, times v1 minus x3 dotted with v2, all divided by v2 dotted with v2, times v2. Our v3 is then going to be x3. Let's look back up and see what that is. x3 is 136 minus x3 dotted with v1. So let's go back up to the top. x3 dotted with x1 is 1 plus 3 plus 6. And I think we've already done v1 dotted with v1. We have. That was up here, and that gave us a value of 3. So we can just go ahead and reuse that and put down 3. And that multiplies vector v1, which was 1, 1, 1. Now we have to do one more dot product. This one is always a little bit hard because they're located in different spots. I'm going to highlight the vectors that we're going to take the dot product of in blue. So let's go back up here. We have to highlight our x3, which is this one, and then our v2. Let's see, that's hiding somewhere. That is this one. So we're going to get a -1 plus 6. And then in the denominator, we have v2 dotted with v2. That one's over here. So that's just going to be 1 plus 1. And this gets multiplied by our vector v2 minus 1, 0, 1. Hang with me, we're almost there. This is 1, 3, 6. And then this is equal to 10 thirds. So we're going to have minus 10 thirds times 1, 1, 1. And then we're going to subtract. Let's see what this is. This is 5 halves. So we have minus 5 halves times our vector minus 1, 0, 1. A lot of fractions going on here. Okay, let's put this all together. We have 1 minus 10 thirds plus 5 halves. And then we have a 3 minus 10 thirds minus 0. It's always nice when there's a 0. And then 6 minus 10 thirds minus 5 halves. I think what we need to do now is get a denominator of 6. So let's make everything with a denominator of 6, at least for the first and the third components. So this is a 6 minus 20 plus 15 all over 6. And then this one, let's get a denominator of 3. So this is a 9 minus 10 divided by 3. And then for our last component, we'll get a denominator of 6 again. So this is 36 minus 20 minus 15, all divided by 6. The vector that we end up with is then a 1/6, a minus 1/3, and then another 1/6. In order to find Q3, we got to find the magnitude of V3. And that's just going to be the square root of 1 over 36 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 36. Let's make a denominator of 36. So we have 1 plus 4 plus 1. So this is just the square root of 6 divided by 36, which is 1 divided by root 6. When we compute Q3, let's see if we can squish it in up here. What we're going to do is we're going to take V3 and we're going to divide it by the magnitude of V3. Because the magnitude of V3 is 1 over root 6, what we're going to do is just multiply each component by root 6. So we end up with root 6 over 6 minus root 6 over 3, and then a root 6 over 6. Yay, we did it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab Q1, Q2, and Q3, and on the next page, we're going to write down matrix Q. Our matrix Q is equal to Q1, Q2, Q3, and from the previous page, these vectors are equal to root 3 over 3, root 3 over 3, and then another root 3 over 3. Q2 is minus root 2 over 2, 0, and root 2 over 2. And then Q3 is root 6 over 6, minus root 6 over 3, and then a root 6 over 6. Now we're going to find matrix R. Matrix R is defined to be Q transpose times A. What we'll first do is we'll take matrix Q above, and we're going to take the transpose of it. Remember, the transpose of a matrix is just when the first column becomes the first row, and we just switch the rows in the columns. So I'm going to take our first row, root 3 over 3, and I'm going to make it our first column. And then I'm going to take our second row and make it our second column. And then I'm going to take our third row, and that's going to become our third column. We're then going to multiply this by matrix A. That's the matrix that we were given. And it looks like that. Because this multiplication is a little tricky, I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to put down an intermediate step. Just as a review, to get our first entry, we're going to multiply this row by that column. When everything gets combined, we're going to get a 3 root 3 over 3. And then our next entry is going to be a 6 times root 3 over 3. And then we're going to get a 10 root 3 over 3. In our second row, we're going to get a 0. And then we're going to get a minus root 2 over 2 plus 3 root 2 over 2. We'll combine those in a minute. And then our other entry is a minus root 2 over 2 plus 6 root 2 over 2. In our last row, we're going to get 2 root 6 over 6 minus a root 6 over 3. Then we're going to get a 4 root 6 over 6 minus a 2 root 6 over 3. And then for our very last entry, we have a 7 root 6 over 6 minus root 6. When we combine all of these terms, here's what we end up with. We have a root 3, a 0, and a 0, a 2 root 3, a root 2, and a 0, and then a 10 root 3 over 3, a 5 root 2 over 2, and then a root 6 over 6. So we have now found our QR factorization. Our Q is this matrix up here, and our R is this matrix here. Notice that R is an upper triangular matrix. It's always good to check that. If you find that R is not an upper triangular matrix, that means that there's a mistake somewhere in your calculation, and you can just go back and find where you made that mistake.
If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep believing in yourself and have a great rest of your day.